client of mine was ranking just shy of 7 figures annually. Fast forward 4 months and they're smashing 8 figures. All thanks to the strategic tweaks and supercharged ad scaling. Today, I'm diving into the game-changing insights. I uncovered these during explosive growth journey. So let's start with the most important one, the offer. The client had a product market fit, but he was struggling scaling. From the previous experience, I told him that he needs to start bundling the products. So that's exactly what the first test in the backend was. Instead of selling just 1 month supply, we created 2-month and 3-month bundle and used price anchoring to make people pick 3-month offer. 3-month offer was looking like a no-brainer decision, and the take rate on that bundle was over 80%. You can imagine what impact on the margins extra $50 had. That also allowed us to spend more on the Facebook side, which immediately unlocked the first stage of scale. Number 2, while that was done in the backend, I started making moves in the ad account. The client was mostly testing in the CBO, and most of the spend was spent on 2 best ads and ad sets. The performance was good, but no new tests were getting any traction, and those new ads were actually pretty good performers. I moved them to ABO and I gave them dedicated budget. These ads immediately started popping off, which allowed us to reach a new level of scale. I need to highlight that I still think Facebook knows best on where it should spend the money. But in this case, new tests were not generating much traction, and the percentage of hit rate of new tests wasn't that bad. If it was bad, I would keep the CBO. But with a high percentage of hit rate of new tests, by scaling all these good individual tests in an ABO, I was able to offset the bad performance of the bad tests. Then when ABO shines. 3. Next on the list was to unlock some new angles. The client ads and messaging were talking about generic problem, and that was decent enough, but not for our next level of growth. I did a deep dive of customer reviews, comment on the ads, and identified 2 core groups of people or avatars to which we switch most of our messaging. We initially built static ads toward those avatars and soon identified key phrases or key messaging to which these avatars would react. Then we moved that messaging to videos, and then we built advertorials around that messaging. This way, both the image and the video ads were congruent with a landing page that also spoke about the same avatar. Even the problem and the image on those landing pages were about those avatars. We saw another bump in our spend in our revenue levels. Now let's get back again to the ad account. I realized that the performance of the weekend in this ad account was always better. So I dived deeper. I noticed conversion rate just improves over the weekend, which made performance better. But I could not know how much better. So I started playing with manual bids. I moved all of my winning ads with the post ID to One Advantage Shopping Plus and set my cost per purchase target at the target CPA. Basically, my target CPA was my cost cap. Initially, I started with a conservative budget, but when I noticed it spends super profitably during the weekend, I start bumping the budgets. Currently, that campaign sits at $20,000 budget, just in case it can spend a lot more during the weekend. Sometimes it does. It spends a full budget during the weekend, and then it spends just 40% during the weekdays. This way, I'm maximizing efficiency during the high conversion rate periods. And it works like a charm, because I'm not necessarily scaling every day. I'm just scaling on a weekends. Now again, let's get back to a bit more to creatives. The client was mostly running basic image and UGC ads, but I pushed him to get some VSLs because the product was problem solving. We also get some unboxing videos and older demographics videos. In other words, I pushed him for creative diversification. While I cannot put a number next to the success of this, I noticed that our rolling reach metrics in the ad account is actually staying the same despite us spending way higher than previous months. This tells me that this strategy is working, as we are always reaching a different pocket of the audience, as with different angles, same with different ad styles. Learning number 6 is actually closely related to the previous point. I told my client how our internal brand has a huge success with whitelisting. This is something we definitely need to try. He found a few people willing to provide access to their Facebook and Instagram page, and we started running ads under those handles. Regular creator pages are at the moment a hit or miss, but authority creators are bringing some serious results, which is not a surprise to me. Basically, people trust more to someone who's an expert in the space. So our next move was to find more authorities and build advertorials coming from these experts, so the whole customer journey is aligned. Thing number 7 is not something I suggested, but we actually saw a nice growth from. It's just opening a new market. The client has ability to ship worldwide, so we just took our existing bad ads and funnel, adjusted them in terms of the sizing and wording, and ran ads to the new country. An easy next step was Australia and UK. And also we started testing Europe and Middle East. These are not necessarily so scalable, but if you add 2-3K of extra spend per market and you have a winning product market fit, that's an additional scale. It's such an underrated strategy because the product market fit already exists, as well as the winning ads already exist and the funnel exists. It just needs a bit more tweaking. But these markets are a great addition. As I said, they are not scalable, but they're a nice addition both to the spend level and to the overall revenue. And the final thing is similar to the previous point, but instead of opening new countries, it was opening new channels. Considering this client was selling to an older demographic, we started with an app login. To be honest, I was skeptical about it, considering it's a similar type of traffic as audience network placement on Facebook, which is usually bad performing placement on Facebook. But I was wrong. We managed to reach half of the Facebook spends within 3 weeks, which is amazing. Again, the process was super simple and low effort, taking our winning Facebook ads on a weekly basis and launching them on app login. I hope this type of content that's slightly outside of Facebook ad account was helpful to you guys. I just wanted to showcase that I act as a grow partner for my clients, not just a guy who's clicking around the buttons inside the Facebook Ads Manager. If you want the same level of support so we can scale your business and ad account, just book a call with me below or apply for a free audit of your ad account. See you soon.